ever saw a little live action thing that I did called Full Metal Fantasy?
I want it. I've always wanted it.
Oh my gosh, you were 8 years old? Okay, let me tell you this story, you guys, about, when was I 3 years ago? Okay. Right after we started recording Full Metal, I just became so jazzed about the show, and I'd done like 75 shows by that time, but nothing had grabbed me like that show did, and I can't explain it, and you guys probably know what I'm talking about, because a lot of you love it the same way. And so I thought, I was at a convention in Columbus, Ohio, and somebody came up wearing a Full Metal Alchemist cosplay, and they said, would you put on my red coat? Can I take a picture of you wearing my red coat? And I had never put on a red coat before. It was like, we just started the series. And I hadn't even seen a lot of Ed cosplayers yet. It was straight review on television. And so I put this coat on, and I'm like standing there doing all this, cool stuff. Being a complete geek. And the whole rest of the weekend, everyone was like, you should cosplay as Ed. And of course I was like, no, I shouldn't. Because Ed's 15. You can invert those numbers. So, but then I was flying home on the airplane, and I thought, you know what? I wonder what would be like a credible setting, a story, where a grown-up could play a character like this. And so I made up this little story. And it's basically, in a nutshell, it's the story of this uber geek fanboy who's watching Full Metal Alchemist non-stop, day and night. The doorbell rings, and it's the UPS guy delivering him his Full Metal Alchemist pocket watch that he bought off the internet. Well, suffice to say, the pocket watch has special powers. And little by little, it starts transforming him into Ed. He wakes up the next morning and he's got the hair. He's like, ah! And then he goes to the doctor to find out what's wrong, and he gets out of the elevator, he's got the whole uniform now, right? And then he's going down the street, and he bumps into something, and it makes this metal clink, oh no! He pulls up his sleeve, and now he's got all the nail and on and on. But the super cool thing is, as I fleshed out the idea, I started asking, I thought, no one's ever done this. No voice actor has ever made any kind of live-action version of them cosplaying as their character. And my degree is in film. My college degree is in film. So, I shoot, edit, direct, and everything professionally. So I got more and more jazzed about this idea. And then I started asking the other voice actors that were in the show if they would like to be in it. And they got just as jazzed about it as I was. Now you got Monica Rial, who plays Dante, and Lyra, who's making her own costume and playing her character. And Mike McFarlane, the director, made a cameo in it. And Christy Naughton, who plays Zoomies in it. And the voice of Aaron. And Chris Savage, who played Armstrong. He was his voice. But anyway, I'm taking too long with this answer, but I made the thing, and it was wonderful. It turned out really great. And I showed it at ASIN 2 years ago when I premiered it, and for 1 year I played it at the convention. And then I made it for you guys. There was no other purpose. I didn't put it on YouTube. I didn't give away copies. I didn't try to sell it. It was a convention special thing, Come to the con and you get to see this. Well, then the lawyers at Funimation got scared that it was going to make the Japanese who owned Full Metal Alchemist angry. That somehow or another, since Funimation didn't own the rights for any live-action versions of Full Metal Alchemist anything, they were afraid that it would make somebody mad. And then they were afraid, well, if it makes them mad, what if they won't give us the license for the next show? So they just got afraid. The negotiations between the Japanese and American companies are often very problematic and very tedious, very tenuous. You know what I'm talking about? Not really sure how it's going to go. Unpredictable. And so they just got scared. As is, that's all they do. They're paper pushers, and they're the business side of it. So they asked me to hold off from showing it for a while. So I haven't showed it for the last year, and I'm very sad because like I said, I made it just to share with you guys. So hopefully keep your fingers crossed, and hopefully you'll get to see it sometime soon. But thank you for asking. Yes.
Mr. Mousy!
Sorry. No, I'm not telling the donut story. Nice wall. No, you know what? If you want to see the donut story, go to YouTube. I get 50 of them. Yes.
Can you get a nature line to replace Colonel Mustang with Louis Rothbell?
You guys, I swear, I don't understand the deal with this line. A lot of you have seen and heard, Colonel Mustang is dead sexy in a miniskirt, right? What's funny is, let me tell you where that started, because a lot of people don't even know how it started. I was at a convention with Travis, and somebody said, Travis, say something nice about Ed. I don't even remember what he said. He said something like, Ed's tall. Wow, Travis. Brain power. We tease each other all the time. But, so then they came to me, and they're like, say something nice about Colonel Mustang. And so I just, like, off the top of my head went, Colonel Mustang is dead. Yeah, but then I waited for it, and as I'm thinking, okay, make it one of those jabs, where it seems like a compliment, and then you jab them at the end. And so I went, anything's good. I tell you guys, that is the most commonly requested line. It was never in any anime. In fact, somebody sent me a YouTube video from last week at AFO. Did you see this?
No.
Yeah. I wasn't there, but Sonny Strait was. Who played Hughes, and Chris Sabat, who played Armstrong, and the fans asked them to say it. So now here's Sabat online. Everybody knows Winry's a lot hotter. Roy is hairy fat. Roy has cankles. What?
Al is cool!
Yes, Al.
Al's on tighter than sexy.
What?
Al's on tighter than sexy.
When people ask me, I love it. It's funny. What's funny is I don't have any brothers or sisters, and so the more I got into this show, and the more I started really investing myself in the character of Ed, you start relating to the other characters like your character does in the show. I started thinking of Aaron as my little brother. And so when we would go to cons together, we would wrestle around. You guys have probably seen a couple of videos where I like to pick them up and throw them around and noogie on each other and push each other and mess around and tease each other. And it's really neat. It's really neat. It's kind of like a little quasi-little brother. Yes, sir.
I'm just wondering how you got started.
I have a story. My story of getting started is not much different than a lot of other voice actors. About 10 years ago, I've always acted my whole life. How many of you have ever done any theater, done some shows, maybe a play in your school or community theater? I have been acting my whole life, and I was working in video and film production in Houston, Texas, and I was working with a guy named John Grimion. You guys, his name is on a million things. You would probably recognize his name. And we were working on this video, and he said, Vic,